Welcome in, hockey fans. My name is David Siseski, and tonight we're going to bring you a live broadcast for the Lake Orion Dragons versus the Clarkston Wolves. Clarkston comes in tonight at 10-6. Lake Orion at 12-3 on the season. They have been absolutely on fire. Couple keys to the victories tonight for each team. Lake Orion, it's quite simple. Just keep doing what you're doing. They've been very potent offensively all season, great with puck possession, and it's been a special season, as I've said. They've outscored a ton of teams, 17 goals in the last 2 games for them. For Clarkston, you have to score early, and you're going to have to score often if you want to get a victory over Lake Orion, as I mentioned, with that potent offense. So tonight, Lake Orion, the home team here, between the two. We're just minutes away from puck drop here. Starting goaltenders for each team, Jacob Harper for Clarkston and Dylan Parker, the junior, for Lake Orion. Puck dropped and won by Lake Orion. They'll take possession in their own zone, hit it off the boards, and start play in the offensive end. Battle for the puck in the boards here. Lake Orion trying to come away with that. Clarkston throws it up ice onto the stick of Logan McGivern. Behind the net, looking for somebody in the slot. Sharp shot there, and they score! Just like that. 26 seconds into this game, and Clarkston will get that first goal. I tell you what, nothing like scoring early like that. I gave you what they needed to do before the game here. Score early, be the first to score, and score often, and that's what they're going to have to do. First goal, do believe that went to Joey Ketzler for the Wolves. So 26 seconds in, and Clarkston finds himself up by 1 goal. Fighting for it behind the net there. Lake Orion does come out with the puck. And that will, in fact, go to Joey Ketzler, who is wide open in the slot. Clarkston drops it off, and we'll get a line change picked up by Lake Orion. Coming with some speed is Dylan Ross. Tossed over the boards. Lake Orion trying to get possession of that puck and get something going here. Pass over into the offensive end for Clarkston. It's Brent Botrell. And knocked off the puck. Good job by Lake Orion there. I got to tell you, Lake Orion hasn't seen that happen to them often. They got some numbers coming up here. Lake Orion with the puck. Centered and right in front. Dangerous play there, but unable to make contact was Andrew Podick. Lake Orion still with possession. Knocked away. Good job by Clarkston, and they'll retain. Thrown over the end boards. Trying to keep it in his Lake Orion. Good job by Podick. Shot on net and held by Jacob Harper, and we'll have a stoppage of play and get some fresh bodies on the ice. So 1-0 Clarkston Wolves there. I got to tell you, that was out of nowhere, but open in the slot was Joey Ketzler to put the Wolves up 1-0. Face off in the right side circle. Shot, but does go wide off the stick of Thomas Reith. Reith keeps it in. Passes it back to Cade Manzo. Manzo behind the net, fighting off some defenders. Back to the blue line. Back to Manzo's stick. Shot doesn't gets knocked down. Manzo picks it back up and trickles over the blue line there in the crease. Right side face-off circle. Manzo making some moves behind the net. And knocked off his stick. Good pressure applied here by Lake Orion on the offensive end. Trying to climb back in here and tie it up on an early goal put up by the Wolves. Lake Orion still battling deep in the end. Captained by Manzo. He skates. Fakes out a couple defenders there right in the slot. Shot is missed on. That was off the stick of Brendan Finn and will be brought down to Lake Orion's end in the neutral zone. Lake Orion skating with the puck. Manzo makes a move. Gets past the defender, trying to flip that puck up, but that went out of play and will get a stoppage of play. So Manzo, real slippery out there with the puck, making a couple moves, juking out some defenders, but after it all, we're going to get a line change here on the face-off circle left side of the goaltender, Jacob Harper. So possession time picking up for Lake Orion. Face-off is won and picked up by Ben Zalicki and tossed back in by Lake Orion. It's going to be huge for Lake Orion to climb back in this. That shot goes dangerously in the crease, but just wide. And just goes over the stick of the skating wing there, Will McLean. Using the boards there, trying to get it out, and clearing it is Clarkston, and we will have a icing, our first of the night here. 13:20 left in this first period. So exciting pace of play here early on. It's actually mostly been in the Lake Orion offensive end, but that quick goal off the stick of Joey Ketzler, if you're just joining us, right in the slot, 24 seconds in, puts the Wolves up 1-0. Face-off circle, won by Clarkston. Brought back up. Jamison Epnick off his stick. Scrummus in the side boards here. Lake Orion does a good job coming out. Right in the slot there, knocked away. Good job by Jacob Harper with his big goaltender stick there. And here comes the Wolves skating up with some numbers. Good job defensively by Lake Orion there. Luke Pernito. Knocked down by Lake Orion, and they'll skate back out into the neutral zone. Pernito with a defenseman on him, knocks his stick and puck off his hands and brought back up by the Wolves. Behind the net here for the Wolves, trying to center it out in front, back to the blue line. Not too dangerous of a shot, just kind of a knuckle puck there and into the glove of the goaltender, Dylan Parker. Parker's had a big season in his junior season for the Lake Orion Dragons, but just about everyone has, as they've been really special this year at 12-3. Face-off circle on the left side, won by Lake Orion. Thrown out front, but nobody there, and Lake Orion will take this out to the neutral zone into the offensive end. Skating in with the puck is Grant Peterson. He's knocked off, picked up by Cam Thomas. Thomas with some speed over center ice. Thomas making some moves. Left it for Brent Boterill, but he is unable to come off with the puck. Kept in by Grant Boterill. Backhand shot and they score! 2-0 lead just like that for the Clarkston Wolves on a backhander. Wow. I tell you what, you get deep in the zone, you just want to put the puck on net. Anything can happen with bodies in front, but I really don't think Dylan Parker saw that from the stick from the start. And just like that, a little bit over 5 minutes in, and Clarkston finds themselves up 2-0. Lake Orion in a bit of a hole here, something they don't find themselves in often. Now the linesmen are discussing this, not sure what's going on right now. Didn't look like there was any offsides there. But that could literally be the only thing, unless there was somebody in front of the net causing some disruption. And they waved that off. They did call offside, so that's what I thought. That could be the only way. So Lake Orion dodges a bullet there on the backhanded no goal. So we'll keep this game at 1-0. Now Lake Orion could use this break right here. If you climb back into the game, tie it back up, it could be a big story. So circle that play. Neutral zone face-off. Looks like Cade Manzo in there with Cam Thomas. Thomas wins that face-off. Comes back all the way in their end and thrown over to center ice. Lake Orion taking their time behind Dylan Parker, and they'll start their rush. Over center ice, Manzo makes a move. Manzo throws it on net. Lots of offensive players there to try to toss that in. Another save, butterfly style, by Jacob Harper, and he keeps that out in a 1-0 game. Really impressed so far with Clarkston. They've come to play tonight at 10-6 on the season, but you wouldn't know. Big hit there behind the net, but just held on to. Jacob Harper will get a face-off in this end, and we'll get some fresh bodies on the ice. So early on in this game, Cade Manzo's looked special with the puck, but hasn't been able to get any shots on net of Jacob Harper. And we're getting a bit of a stoppage of play here. I think they had to move their cameraman out of the area of play there. A little bit of a distraction. Face-off won by Clarkston, but nobody there. Picked up by Lake Orion. Lake Orion doesn't get possession and knocked away back into their end. And moving in hot is Clarkston. They picked that puck up and knocked away again. So a game of keep away for both teams here. Been a little bit sloppy early on, but as I mentioned, Lake Orion dodged that bullet. Could be 2-0 here. 10:44 left to play. 1-0. Wolves on top. Thrown back in the end by Hunter Serene. And that goes and winds all the way around the boards. Picked up by Lake Orion. Dylan Ross on that. Dylan Ross to Andrew Jocks. Good hit there by Lake Orion, but they are going to call a penalty as we get some kind words between some of the players in front of the goaltender there. But it looks like Lake Orion is going to be killing off a power play here in the penalty box. Is Andrew Podix. They're going to call holding on there. So 2-minute power play coming for the Clarkston Wolves. Up 1-0 with 10:13 in this first period. Won by Clarkston, and a scary shot over the pads of Dylan Parker. Kept in by Clarkston at the point. Spin around pass in the side circle. Trying to get it back out in the slot, but tossed away by Lake Orion. This will come out to the neutral zone and all the way into the Clarkston end, and they'll reset. Brought up by Ryan Galligan. Galligan leaves it to Ben Zelke. Picked up by Galligan in the slot circle. Big shot and blocked by Lake Orion. Good job there. Again, back to the point. Jamison Epnick. A good save there, and Lake Orion could have been dangerous as Cade Manzo almost skated away with the puck there, all by his lonesome. Kept in by Clarkston behind the net, checked off that puck. Big hit by Dylan Ross. And we're going to keep the puck at this end. And just like that, we're going to have a penalty on Clarkston. And we'll play even strength hockey again, as both guys will be in the box. Now, just 54 seconds left in that penalty to Andrew Podix. So about a 1 minute and 6 second power play will come up here soon. But first, we'll play some even strike hockey for both teams. Excuse me, 4-on-4 right now. So no power play, but we'll be coming up soon. Just a soft shot on net to Dylan Parker. He'll hold on, and we'll have a face-off in the right side circle. Face-off one off the stick of Cam Thomas. Capped into the end. Lake Orion picking that puck up, throwing it over the boards, but capped in. Back up by Thomas. Thomas all by himself. Knocked off the puck there. Don't want to get a hooking penalty on Lake Orion, but good job by sticking with your man and playing the puck all the way. 20 seconds left on the penalty to Lake Orion as they waste some time with that puck. Just off the stick of Brendan Finn. Nobody home. 1 second, and just like that, 1:06 left, and a power play for Lake Orion. Picked up by Andrew Podick. Out of that box. Over to Brendan Finn. Leaves it for Dylan Ross. Good job by Clarkston. Logan McGivern. Good penalty killing. And there he is again, McGivern. He'll drop off a bit as Lake Orion tries to come up with a rush with 38 seconds left. Here's Podick. Podick making a move. Back to the blue line. Over to Nick Haig. Haig loses a man, throws it in the slot. Nobody home. And tossed aside. Does Clarkson, and 14 seconds left. Maybe one last rush in this power play for Lake Orion. Lake Orion skates up with the puck. Shot on net and off the post. That off the stick of Nick Haig, a goalie's best friend. Looks like it was off the crossbar up high. Puck did go out of play. 1 second left in this power play. This will be in the offensive end for Lake Orion. So if you can get a quick win, and they do, penalty killed off. Here comes Matthew Smith. He is out of the box. Lake Orion, pass stolen away. Here comes Clarkston. Clarkston with some numbers. That's Cam Thomas knocked off the puck. Good job by Lake Orion defensively to get back. Thrown over these side boards and capped in. Cam Thomas just tricked off of his stick there, and here comes Lake Orion. Lake Orion skating in, trying to tie this up. Thrown into the crease there, but thankfully for Clarkston, nobody wearing a Lake Orion jersey, and we'll get a couple line changes here. 6:20 left in this first period. 1-0 Clarkston up over the Dragons. Good job to knock that puck away. Here comes Manzo. Manzo knocked off the puck hard, but all by himself, and a big job there defensively by Clarkston. That was Ryan Galligan, and they score just like that! 1-1 hockey contest. Anything can happen, and I tell you what, it could have been 2-0 Clarkston, could have changed the complexity of this game completely, but Lake Orion climbing back into the game, tying it up 1-1 with 5:54. Let's hit the reset button there. So it's not a power play goal, but Lake Orion, who's dominated puck possession in this end, ties it up at 1 apiece. And Cade Manzo gets the goal. He's been hot on the puck all night, Nolan McGee, with that assist. So Cade Manzo pays off for him. He's had a really, really nice game already, and we're only in the first period. Brought back up by Lake Orion. Here they go again with some numbers. Thrown in front dangerously by Steve Martin, but nobody home. Behind the net, trying to feed in front. Scrum is for the puck and brought away by Clarkston. Thrown over the end boards, over into the neutral zone and all the way down into the Lake Orion end for an icing with 5:11. So 1-1 game if you're just joining. Joey Ketzler scored in the first 24 seconds of this contest. There was another goal waved off with with an offsides call as the linesmen got together, and Cade Manzo ties it up at 1 apiece. Face-off circle win by Lake Orion. Just thrown in. Tossed aside, but right onto the stick of Lake Orion's J.J. Braxton. J.J. Bracken, I don't know how that didn't go in. It went right through the goaltender's legs, Jacob Harper, and they dodged a bullet there, did Clarkston. Lake Orion keeping it in, keeping that pressure. It's been applied a ton in this first period. Back to the blue line. Wrist shot on and held on by Jacob Harper, who wants to give his guys a little bit of a breather. You want to feel good about your start. You don't want to fall behind if you're Clarkston and completely forget how you did start this game 24 seconds in. But as I mentioned with the Manzo goal, we are hitting reset with 4:37 left in this first period. Left side circle. Face off one and shot on. Real quick shot by Lake Orion, looking for somewhere to go. Side wrist shot over the net. A hard shot off the stick of Andrew Podick. Knocked in to the neutral zone and all the way down to Lake Orion. Wrist shot on the sideboards. Thrown in by the Wolves. Back to the blue line and barely kept in. And actually, they're going to say offsides, as that one skate was trickling along that line. And we'll bring it back out in the neutral zone with 4:03. Podick in the face-off circle does lose that one, though. Good job by Brandon Bodges. Lake Orion circling around the net, looking for somewhere to go. Backhand left in the zone. Pick back up into the slot, nobody there. Comes back into the face-off circle and wrist shot dangerously. Trickles aside, but comes back out of the zone. 3:30 left in this first period. 1-1 contest between the Wolves and the Dragons. Knocked down by Lake Orion, Dylan Ross. Ross gets it over to Podick, and they're going to call offsides. .319 left in this first period. It's been exciting. Puck possession, though, has been a complete domination on the sticks of Lake Orion. Neutral zone face-off. Won by the Wolves off the stick of Charlie Epping. And they'll toss this all the way down into the Lake Orion end. We'll get another icing, and we'll bring it back to where we started here. Couple keys of the game for Lake Orion. Do what you've been doing all season. Potent offensively, great with puck possession, and they have been great with puck possession, but they've dodged a couple bullets. Shot from the blue line doesn't get in, knocked down by defenders there. And here come the Wolves, trying to get something going. Outside of that goal with 24 seconds, we'll get another icing here. Outside of that first goal within the 24-second period there, not a lot of offense tonight for the Wolves. Obviously a goal called off, backhand goal put over the blocker side of Dylan Parker, but it did not count as there was an offsides call. Won by Lake Orion, brought up into the neutral end. Stolen away by the Wolves. Tossed back. to Jamison Epnick. Stolen away. Here's Lake Orion. Manzo making a move. Manzo in the face-off circle. Throws it in. I don't think Jacob Harper saw that, but he was in great position. And he holds on for a face-off. So just being in the right position sometimes will keep you out of trouble. And it did, in fact, there for Harper. Good job by Manzo applying some more pressure, something he's done all period long. 2:28 here, face-off one by Lake Orion. Toss back to Nick Hague. Thrown into the side of the net there by Thomas Reith. Behind the net, Reith looking for somewhere to go. Slot, shot, and just wide. Picked up by Nick Hague. Hague trying to feed Prinedo. But tossed aside there over the boards. Kept in by Hague. Good job by Lake Orion, keeping it in here. And we're going to get a stoppage of play and a penalty. Do believe this is going to be on the Wolves, and in fact, it is. Looked like a roughing call there, but we'll wait for the official call. So power play coming up for Lake Orion. And it is roughing in fact. So 2-minute power play with 1:49 left. So for the remainder of this period, Lake Orion is on the power play, and hopefully they can get a goal from it. Toss on the other end by Clarkston. Picked up by Lake Orion as they begin their rush. Left for Brendan Gursky. Knocked off his stick. Good job by Clarkston. Picked up by Manzo and knocked off the puck. Good job, Clarkston again, killing some time. Here comes Lake Orion. Shot fake. Face-off circle off the stick of Brendan Finn. Finn, left side, moving in. Leaves it for his man there off the stick of Brendan Gursky, and we'll have a save. Nice save by Jacob Harper. A little bit of extra after the whistle there. Now, I don't know if we're going to get a call, but it certainly looks like it, and we are. Linesman didn't like what he saw, and just like that, that power play is erased. We'll have 4-on-4 hockey. So that is on Brendan Bodges. So just like that, the power play is gone, and Brendan Bodges is going to sit down for the rest of this period and for a minute later. 109, 4-on-4. So some more open ice. Lake Orion wins that faceoff, brings it up. Here's Manzo, tons of speed, left side. Making a move behind the net, looking for somewhere to go. Manzo leaves it right in the slot, and nice save by Jacob Harper. Just a beautiful backhanded shot set up by Manzo there. Manzo with another shot. Manzo almost set up Nick Hague there. Beautiful, beautiful move by Hague, but unfortunately not able to connect. And a couple nice saves by Jacob Harper to keep this at 1 apiece with 43 seconds left in this first period. And if you're Nick Hague, you got to be thinking to yourself, what do I have to do to score a goal? Went backhand side there and just tossed aside by Jacob Harper. So 35 seconds left in the period. 4-on-4 hockey for another 43 seconds left. As I mentioned, the rest of this period. And then Clarkston will go on a mini power play. Toss into the goaltender, Dylan Parker. And it looks like Lake Orion is content with taking some time off this clock and going into the second period at 1 apiece. But here they go, just like that. Puck's going to go out of play, though. A little bit of a fight here by Thomas Reith and Jamison Epnick. So it's getting a little bit chippy here as this period goes on. 9 seconds left. Lake Orion wins the faceoff. Toss back in. Shot blocked off the stick of Andrew Podick. Podick picks it back up. And that's the end of the first period. 1 apiece. Clarkston climbing on top early, 24 seconds in, off the stick of Joey Ketzler, but like he's done all season long, Manzo picking up the goal. Cade there, the younger of the Manzo brothers, having a great season on the ice, just like he did on the football field. So Dave Saseski with you. Can't wait to be back for this second period on ONTV's broadcast of Lake Orion Hockey. We'll see you soon.
ONTV invites you to take part in our 10-week video production class. The class meets on Monday nights from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and offers instruction on studio production, field production, and non-linear editing. Upon completion of the class, you get access to ONTV's facilities and equipment to produce your own programs or short film. The cost is $30 for Lake Orion residents, $60 for non-residents. For more information, give ONTV a call at 248-693-3377 or visit orionontv.org today.
Welcome back, fans, for the second period action. ONTV's broadcast of the hockey contest tonight between the Clarkston Wolves, 10-6 on this young season, and the Lake Orion Dragons sitting at 12-3, having a special year. 1 apiece. Stories of that first period, well, there was a lot of them. Let's start with 24 seconds in. A goal by Clarkston. Joey Ketzler right in the slot all by himself. Puts it over the shoulder pad of the goaltender Dylan Parker to put Clarkston up 1-0. Now, later on in that first period, they could have easily went up 2-0, and actually did go up 2-0 for a few seconds on a nice backhand shot, but the linesmen got together and discussed it and said no goal. That was offsides. Now later on in that first period, with that goal as a no goal, waved off by the linesman, Cade Manzo had been slippery all first period long, connected in the slot, ties the game at 1 apiece. Now where we sit is a power play about to start in about 10 seconds. 40 seconds will be on that power play for Clarkston. Lake Orion wins the face-off on the stick of Nick Haig. Haig turns in his own end. Skating with him is Logan McGivern. Coming back with the puck up the right side is Brendan Finn. Finn knocked off his stick. Over to Manzo. Manzo, neutral zone, skirmish for the puck and thrown aside. Power play, 28 seconds for Clarkston. Clarkston turns around in their own end, trying to move the puck up, get a rush here on the power play. The Lake Orion standing their ground, and they'll toss it back in to the offensive end. Just kicking off this second period, 1 apiece here. Lake Orion and the Clarkston Wolves tied. 4 seconds left. Lake Orion has officially cleared that off. Here comes Clarkston, though, all by themselves and over the net. Big shot off the stick of Ben Zelke. Turn back over to Zelke. Zelke toss off his stick. And we'll get a power play, actually a timeout, excuse me. And we'll do some live reads here for you while we get that time. Thanks to Orion Neighborhood Television and Dragon Broadcasting, You can watch LOHS Sports live online all year. We've got a full schedule of varsity basketball, hockey, and more this winter, plus concerts and ceremonies. It costs $10.99 per month to watch sporting events, and half of that money goes back to the LOHS program. Be sure to designate Lake Orion High School when you set up your account. Get started at www.dragonbroadcasting.org. ONTV thanks our student crews for their hard work and dedication to bringing Dragon sports to the world. So you want to watch this first period over if you didn't get a chance to join us. Heck of a first period, one apiece, good hockey here. And you knew it was going to be good. Clarkston coming in respectively at 10 and 6, Lake Orion on fire at 12 and 3, 17 goals in their last two contests. Face-off won by Clarkston. Slap shot over the boards and goes all the way around over to Lake Orion. Lake Orion in the slot, nobody there though. Dangerous play back from the blue line. A rebound shot and tossed aside. Good save by Jacob Harper, who's been real strong in this game. 15:24 left in the second period, one apiece, Lake Orion and Clarkston. Cross ice pass, going to be a little too far though, and not able to connect is Lake Orion. Icing waved off, picked up by Dylan Parker. Dylan Ross knocked off the puck over to Manzo. Manzo turns around a couple times, and here comes Lake Orion with a rush in the neutral zone. Knocked off his stick of Manzo. Come back to it. Toss it over around the boards. Comes all the way over onto the stick of Brendan Finn. Finn bringing it up. That actually passed to Brendan Bages, and we'll have a stoppage of play as there's some words between some of the players down there. Lines and move in. Manzo throws up his hands. Getting a little physical with the Clarkston defender. Looks like it was Ryan Galligan. Face off in the right side circle of Jacob Harper. Andrew Podick looking for somewhere to go. Podick spins. Back to the point. Stolen away. Clarkston off his stick. Good job by Podick to steal it back. Brings it in onside. Podick behind the net. Looking for somewhere to go. Back in the slot circle. Nice move by Nick Haig. Haig drops it off to Dylan Ross. Back to the point. Patrick Max. Slid in and capped in by Thomas Reith. Shot is on to Jacob Harper, but he'll just hold on. Not too dangerous there, and we'll get another stoppage of play with 13:57. I've mentioned it time and time again. Possession, puck possession has been huge for Lake Orion all season long, and it's been no different in this game. Jacob Harper has been busy often in both periods. Face-off won by Lake Orion. Picked up by Dylan Ross. Ross tosses it in. Picked up by Ross. Nobody in front. And we'll have full strength here. Lake Orion trying to get it out of their end. Picked up. Backhand shot. Nobody knows where it's at, but that will be knocked down. A little bit of a high stick there, and we'll have a stoppage of play. Could have been dangerous right in front of Dylan Parker, but instead we'll stop the play and bring the face-off in this end. Right face-off circle. In the crease is Cam Thomas, but won by Brendan Gursky. Knocked out of the end, but kept in. Fresh bodies out there. Picked up. Nice spin by Nolan McGee. McGee up to Gursky. Off his stick, though, and will be touched for icing. Go mobile with ONTV anytime. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube on your mobile devices. Connect with ONTV to see what's happening in our studio, see upcoming events, and watch ONTV programs in high definition, on demand. ONTV working to bring Lake Orion to the world. Face off won by Lake Orion there in their own end. Tossed over the boards. Touch pass, but nobody home. And both benches talking here. Clarkston a little far off that bench. And we are, in fact, going to get a call. So Lake Orion going to go back to the power play. It's going to be Ryan Galligan, who was talking to Manzo a couple minutes ago. I wonder if Manzo had something to do with drawing that power play. So with 13:02, Lake Orion gets another power play. And they actually gave it to Cam Thomas. Game misconduct there from the bench, but Galligan serving it. I got to tell you, you don't see that often, but the Clarkston bench is hot right now. And they're going to actually put Matthew Smith in that box as well. So with just like that, Lake Orion on the power play, 2 minutes here. Game misconduct as well from Cam Thomas. You just can't reach over the bench there. If you're not a part of the play, you shouldn't be in the play, and that's exactly what happened. Right side face-off. Won by the Wolves and tossed around the end, but captained by Lake Orion by Patrick Max. Shot goes off the backhand boards. Could have dangerously came out to the crease there, but doesn't. Patrick Max back in the end. Here comes Lake Orion with a rush. Andrew Podick. Podick dropping it at offsides. Left it for Patrick Max, but came in offsides and will bring the face-off outside of the zone. Neutral zone face-off. Won there by Andrew Podick, captained by Lake Orion. Thomas Reith back over to Patrick Max. Max behind the net on the stick of Ross. Ross comes back out with it, got some room. That's deflected and goes out of ice here, and we'll have another face-off in the zone. So fresh bodies, a couple line changes here for both teams. 1:13 left in this power play. Big opportunity for Lake Orion to climb on top. Manzo in the face-off circle. Wins it, comes back over out to the point. Off the stick. Lots of bodies in front, knocked down though. Great save there by Jacob Harper. Looked like it was off the stick of Dylan Ross. All the way back down to the Lake Orion end. Picked up by Brendan Bages. And Clarkston now just trying to kill some of that time off. Just 38 seconds left in the power play. Got to get something going if you're Lake Orion, but nobody home there. Nice move by Brendan Finn. He brings in the puck. Picked up by Manzo, behind the net, spins, and I think that's in! Beautiful goal by Manzo, and they're waving this off. And it looks like they're waving it off, no goal. Wow. That's the second goal we've seen tonight waved off, and that's a big one. Man, that was a beautiful, I guess you could say, non-goal from Cade Manzo. Just somehow, like a cat, sneaking behind the net and tossing it in on the right side of Jacob Harper, but to no avail. It's going to be staying one apiece. Referee's busy in this one. Now, face-off won by Clarkston, but picked up by Zach Rose. So Manzo almost picked up his second goal. Beautiful move. Picked up by Clarkston. Clarkston, big wrist shot and tossed aside by Dylan Parker. That off the stick of Brant Boterill. So wow, a couple big no-goal calls, one for each team. So this is a 1-1 contest. Face-off one, dangerously shot on net. Logan McGivern, but another save by Dylan Parker. Face-off to left side circle. Won by Clarkston. Picked up, however, by Lake Orion, Andrew Podick. Thrown all the way into the Clarkston end and picked up by Jacob Harper. Podick knocked off the puck, trying to get it back. Comes out to the neutral end into the Lake Orion zone. Back over to Zach Rose. Knocked off his stick. Some numbers for Clarkston. Out in front, and wow, a big collision. But before that, Dylan Parker made a heck of a save. And I got to tell you, with the numbers that they had, nobody home, that was a missed opportunity for the Wolves, as they could have climbed up 2-1. It's just been an unpredictable game, as both teams, with a couple goals called off, the latest from Caden Manzo, and we're still sitting at one apiece in the Lake Orion defensive zone. Thrown up by Lake Orion. Nobody there. Icing called off. 10:15 left in this second period. Lake Orion stealing the puck away. Captain by Dylan Ross. Ross tosses it over to Thomas Reith. Reith picks it up. Not a lot of help down there, and taken away by Clarkston. Coming back up with the puck is Brant Boterill. Boterill brings it up. Big shot! And just over the shoulder of Dylan Parker, and that comes back out to the neutral end. Couple opportunities for Clarkston in the second period of play. Both teams looking sharp. Here comes Lake Orion behind the net, looking for somewhere to go. Throws it off the defender, and nobody home. Back out to the neutral end, tossed into the Lake Orion zone. Using the side boards. The fight for the puck now. Who's going to come away with it? Killing that clock. 9:15 left in the second period. Here's Lake Orion, picks it up. Nick Haig. Haig back over to Manzo. Coming up to it is Brendan Finn, and he'll knock that out of play. And we'll have another face-off coming out. DVD copies can be purchased of tonight's game by calling ONTV at 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060. For only $10, you can get a copy of not only this game, but any game or program in our broadcast vault. That's DVD copies, 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060. Lake Orion wins the face-offs, brings it back in their offensive end, looking to get something going here, as they had some of that momentum stolen away with that no-goal call off the stick of Manzo. Clarkston starting their rush off the stick of McGivern. Thrown back out to the point. Wrist shot in with lots of bodies in front. That was off the stick of Andrew Stewart. Nice save, however, by Dylan Parker. Stewart does keep it in the end, but Lake Orion picks it back up. Grant Peterson with some help out there, but knocked off the puck. Big hit by Jamison Epping. Lake Orion behind the net. Out in front, but off the defender's stick there, and here comes Logan McGivern. So a save and held on. Not too dangerous of a shot in the glove hand of Dylan Parker for another stoppage of play and face off on the right side. 8:04, 1-1 contest in the second period between the Wolves and the Dragons. It's been as advertised. Face off one off the stick of Hunter Serene. Kept in by the Wolves, but Lake Orion with some numbers. Lake Orion skating in and just over the net. Shot off the stick of Brendan Finn, coming in with some speed on the right side. Lake Orion keeps it in. Knocked off their stick and stolen away by Joey Reese. Back out in the slot, nobody there, back to the point. Wrist shot and deflected behind the net of Jacob Harper. Could have been dangerous there, but Clarkston on the puck real quickly, doing a good job defensively. That one an offsides call, easy call. And we'll bring it back out of the zone, but a good possession there. Will McLean a couple opportunities. And in terms of scoring chances, I don't have a number in front of me, but it's got to be a commanding lead for Lake Orion, but we still sit at one apiece. Neutral zone face-off win by Lake Orion. Onto the stick of Brendan Finn. Finn keeps it in, drops it off to Thomas Reith. Reith behind the net. Big check there by Manzo. Reith behind there as well, off Reith's stick. He retains possession, skates away, no call, and that is a delayed penalty. Good job by Reith. And was hoping he wasn't hurt. He doesn't look like he is, but he did do a good job there to draw that penalty. 2 minutes. That's going to be on number 17 for Clarkston, Ben Zelke. 2 minutes for kneeing there. You don't get that call very often. So Lake Orion back on the power play, kept in, but over the stick of Zach Rose. Rose throws it back into the offensive end. Tossed aside though, however, for Clarkston, and they'll kill some penalty time with 1:40 left in that power play. Picked up by Zach Rose. Behind his netminder, Dylan Parker, who's been strong tonight. Good job defensively there by Clarkston. Clarkston with some numbers and the puck on the penalty kill, trying to get a shorthanded goal, but Lake Orion comes back up ice. Onto the stick of Brendan Finn. Finn moving in and knocked aside by the defender, but right behind the net is Manzo. Manzo looking to get that puck out front. Back to Rose. Rose back down to Finn. Back to Bages. Back to the point. Wrist shot knocked down. Looked like that was off the back of the Lake Orion player there, Brendan Gursky. Here comes Lake Orion back up with 45 seconds. Some tic-tac-toe passing there. Nice, but knocked aside by Clarkston. And tossing it up, that looks like Cam Thomas. And he'll just drop it. Kill some more time off that penalty with 30 seconds left. One more rush aside. Oh, but knocked down. Good job by Logan McGivern, but he's unable to get possession. Was coming in offside, so he had to turn around. Here comes Lake Orion with 15 seconds left, and falling on the play, unfortunately, is Brendan Finn. Otherwise, he would have been all by himself. With 4 seconds left, power play is going to be killed, but here comes Manzo. Manzo making a move. Manzo skates in and they score! What a beauty on that assist by Manzo. And just like that, Lake Orion takes the lead at 2-1. That's one thing you cannot teach is speed. And Cade Manzo is slippery and just can't be touched on this ice. A heck of a pass and goal. Lake Orion back on top with 4:54 left in this second period. That goal going to number 19, Will McLean, as he says thank you from Cade Manzo's perfect pass in the slot. It's just really nothing you can do if you're the goaltender Jacob Harper. I mean, he had an ocean to shoot into, and that's thanks to Manzo. So McLean puts Lake Orion up 2-1 with 4:54 left in this second period. You really think it was just a matter of time for Lake Orion. They had a ton of puck possession in this second period, have dominated, really. Face-off won by Lake Orion, but we just got some bodies on the ice to fight for it, and here they come back up again. Off the stick of Andrew Podek. Podek on net. Skating in with a ton of speed, Dylan Ross, but unable to get to the rebound chance. You can't ask for more than what you've gotten from Jacob Harper so far for the Wolves. He's been really the star of this contest for them. But you got to get some chances, some opportunities of your own. Face-off won by Clarkston. Brought back up with a rush. Skating in is Benzelke. Knocked off the puck by Patrick Max. Back to Max. Max, touch pass to Dylan Ross. Back into the circle there. Dangerous play off the stick of Will McLean, the goal scorer. That's second goal for Lake Orion. Putting some more pressure on with 4:02 left in this second period. We'll get a couple line changes for both teams here. Get some fresh bodies out. Stolen away by Clarkston in the neutral zone. Neutral zone fight and thrown back into the Lake Orion zone. Lake Orion up 2-1 off the goal from McLean from a beautiful touch pass by Manzo. Here comes Lake Orion again with it. Podek drops it off. Throws it over the side boards. Clarkston with a rush. Cam Thomas, ton of speed, but unfortunately can't get it off his skate there and onto the stick. Thrown over into the slot, back to the blue line. Wrist shot, big save. Another shot, fanned on it, broken stick. Spin around shot, comes back down to Thomas, but he's unable to get a stick on it. So big save there by Dylan Parker. Turning in their own end is Clarkston. Stolen by Lake Orion. Thrown in by Steve Martin. Big check. Throwing his weight is number 23 for Lake Orion. That's big number Gunnar Aldridge. And puck slides all the way into the Lake Orion end and into the padding of Dylan Parker, who will hold on. Get some fresh bodies out here in a face-off on this end. When TV has launched their brand new internet radio station, you can create your own podcast or radio show or sign up to become a DJ. For more info on the radio station, give us a call at 248-693-3377 or 248-693-1060. Face off behind the goaltender, Dylan Parker, won by Lake Orion as they bring that back up for another rush. 2:13 left in the second period. Shot aside by Thomas Reith. Doesn't get that on net. Sideboards fight for this puck. Lake Orion looking for a big goal here. Would be huge if you can go up by a couple. Some bodies in front, but blocker save by Jacob Harper. And we'll have another face-off for Lake Orion on the offensive end. Lots of scoring chances for Lake Orion in this second period, as they're up by one goal. Face off won by Lake Orion. Spinning with it is Brendan Finn behind the net. Looking to get it out front. Not able to. Good job by Clarkston. Knocking it aside with 1:41 left. Thrown around the boards into the neutral end. Picked up by Lake Orion. Onto the stick of Thomas Reith. Reith with some help down low. Comes back on and jumps onto the stick of Andrew Stewart and gets it out. Here comes Lake Orion with some numbers. Manzo again. Manzo looking to pass it out front, and I don't know how that didn't get on net, but if you're Jacob Harper, you're real lucky. Shot from the blue line. Big shot back onto Manzo's stick. He's just a magnet to that puck. He's always there when there's a scoring chance. Brought back and onside, back to Manzo. Manzo throwing it on net with 51 seconds left. Last period of play. Lake Orion trying to get one more goal. Would be huge in this game, but thrown back out to the neutral end into the Lake Orion end. Brought back in. Manzo again. Manzo drops it off. Wrist shot. Save. Nick Haig thought he had a goal, but just going into the splits is Jacob Harper to make that save to keep it at 2-1. That was a big, big save. You know, a lot of those saves aren't going to stand out to you, but the way he had to go for the splits, nobody in front, didn't leave a rebound chance. Big for his team. Lake Orion wins the face-off. Shot from the point, doesn't get on. Kept in the end and tossed out by the Clarkston Wolves with 15 seconds left in this second period. Picked up by Pernito. Pernito leaves it over to Andrew Podick. Trying to kill that clock, and we got a fight on the ice here. Now that was a cross check into the back of Pernito. Now I hope that linesman saw it, because that's not what you want to see with 2 seconds to go in a period. That's just not what you want to see. And we're going to have a couple penalties. They're going to give Pernito one, who reacted after he got cross-checked. And we're also going to get a penalty for Anthony Hervias for Clarkston. So we'll get some 4-on-4 hockey for a little bit here. Now, I don't know that they saw that cross-check, but they definitely saw the roughing, and we'll get a couple guys in the box. Couple seconds left, and that winds down. We're going to end this period at 2-1 Lake Orion. I got to tell you, lots of confusion at the end of this period, but if you're Lake Orion, you got to feel real good going into the locker room. Into this third period, up by 1 goal. Cade Manzo has been all over the ice. He's been slippery, and he's been sneaky behind the net. He is a story of this game right now. So after 2 periods of play, Lake Orion up 2-1 over the Clarkston Wolves. You're watching the high school game of the week, hockey, on ONTV.
Today, Eric Almirola behind the wheel in that 43 car.
We all have a role to play here at Richard Petty Motorsports. We respect each other, work hard, and that helped us get the big win in Daytona. My partners in the U.S. Air Force also know that it takes a team to make each mission a success. Your coworkers, family, and friends are your team. Treat them with respect, and together you can accomplish great things. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Welcome back for the third period action on coverage from ONTV. Our broadcast between the Clarkston Wolves and the Lake Orion Dragons. It's been everything as advertised. It's been exciting. a little bit unpredictable, as well as a couple goals have been called off. Lake Orion trying to climb up to 13-3 on the season. They've had a special year so far. So Cade Manzo has really just taken over in this game. A goal and an assist, a huge assist. That second goal for Lake Orion coming off of the stick of Will McLean, the senior forward. Really had an ocean to shoot into off a nice deke by Cade Manzo, and Lake Orion sits up 2-1 with 1 period left in front of him. Lake Orion does win the faceoff, brings it over into the offensive end. Manzo skating up to the puck, picked up by Clarkston, kept in by Lake Orion, off the stick of Zach Rose, back over into the slot, but the netting was brought off the pegs, and we'll keep the face-off on this end. So another opportunity for Lake Orion. Whoever scores this next goal, it's going to be huge. For Lake Orion, you kind of put this game out of reach by the way it's been played. And for Clarkston, you can climb back in. Shot thrown in off the stick of Nick Haig. Kept in. Haig back onto his stick. Found him often tonight. Big save again, though, by Jacob Harper. And Lake Orion keeps it in. Fighting off some defenders. Haig in the slot. Big shot and save by Jacob Harper. And we'll get some fresh bodies on the ice for both teams, and we'll keep that face-off on this end. So, as I was mentioning, next goal could be huge, because if you're the Wolves, you can tie this up and momentum will be back on your side. If you're Lake Orion, you can put this away. Face-off one, brought back in by Brant Bouderill. Bouderill tosses it on, not dangerous though. Does hit that net. No call, but at this point, just trying to hit a nerve from Dylan Parker, in net for Lake Orion. You just want to mess with the goaltender, whether you hit your stick on their pads, you touch the net. They don't like those things. They don't like those little nagging type of deals you do in hockey. You can get in the goaltender's head. And that's what they're trying to do if you're Clarkston. Brought back in by Lake Orion. Nice move all by his lonesome and just misses the net. Is Andrew Podek, who had a great deke. But we got a couple cross checks there in front of Jacob Harper. And if you're Harper, maybe nobody saw it, but maybe you played a role in knocking that net off the post. And you see the linesman talking to him there. That's just a veteran move by a goaltender. And that's exactly what he did, and he ended that rush. Face off in the right side circle, 15:55 left in this third period. In that face-off circle's Andrew Podek. And they're actually, after discussion, they're going to call a couple penalties on each team. Looks like sitting in the box is 23, Ryan Galligan. Dylan Ross in there for Lake Orion. So offsetting penalties. And we'll play some even strength hockey with even some bodies in the bench. Captain of the Lake Orion end from the blue line, tossed aside. Check into the sideboards, picked up. Lake Orion's Andrew Jocks. Neutral zone, brought back in. Podek, couple moves, not able to come up with it. Podek gets it back. And backhand shot just thrown away, as both teams will change. 15:09 left in this third period, 2-1 Lake Orion. Off the goal from McLean. Tossed into the Lake Orion end. Turned aside onto Nolan McGee's stick. McGee tosses it to Grant Peterson. Peterson stolen off his stick and thrown into the neutral end all the way down for an icing off the stick of Patrick Max. Be sure to tune in to replays of your favorite games right here on ONTV. Tune in Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 7 p.m. Saturdays at 1 p.m. for the most current games in our lineup. Games are also replayed throughout the week, so check our program guide on our webpage at orionon.org for replay times that best fit your viewing schedule. Also, visit our YouTube link for games on demand, www.orionontv.org. Face off the left side of Dylan Parker, won by Lake Orion. Toss all the way down into the end of the Wolves, but brought back in offside, and they have to drop it and leave it for the defense of Lake Orion. Lake Orion 14:22 left in this third period, can go at 13-3 on the season. Would be a special start for this with the playoffs right around the corner. We'll have a icing just tossed all the way down in the Lake Orion end. During the sports season, ONTV will be covering a large variety of games. Our sports coverage will include varsity basketball, hockey, and more. Select games will be streamed live on dragonbroadcasting.org and will be replayed on our channel Comcast 10 and AT&T 99. Visit orionontv.org for our program schedule. We're going to have a penalty in Lake Orion, Grant Peterson, for cross-checking, so a power play for the Wolves. Back to the blue line. Onto the stick of Epnick. Thrown in front. Good save by Dylan Parker. Tossed aside and thrown high onto the glass, but skates all the way down to the other end of the ice. And normally you wouldn't get a stoppage of play there, but different when we got a couple players coming out of the box that have been there since the second period. 13:50 left in this third period. Doesn't look like the power play even began off the clock here for the Wolves. Still sitting at 2 minutes, and I think that's what the linesman is referring to. So a little bit of a stoppage of play, but you want to make sure that's coming off there. I mean, if you're the Wolves, you wouldn't mind a power play for the rest of the game, but obviously don't want to do that. So 13:48 face off on the right side circle in front of Jacob Harper, who's been strong all game long, as well as his counterpart Dylan Parker for the Dragons. Here come the Wolves. Strong with the puck is Epnick. Knocked off the puck there. Strong hit. Nick Haig putting all his body in front, right out in the slot in front. And it looks like that would have been waved off even if it did go in. A couple big hits for both teams there. Intensity picking up as they can feel the end of this game coming about with 13:22 left. So 1:34 left in the power play for the Wolves. So lots of discussions going on here between the linesmen, Lake Orion, and the Wolves. Nevertheless, after all of the talk, we'll keep the face-off in this end. Right side of Dylan Parker. Parker just letting in the one goal, 24 seconds in, from Joey Ketzler. They're actually going to give Cade Manzo a 2-minute penalty for tripping here, so that's a 2-man advantage, and we'll get a timeout for Lake Orion. Today's game is copyrighted, presented of Lake Orion High School's Dragon Broadcasting Program and Orion Neighborhood Television. Last school year, the LOHS broadcast program was awarded the best overall program. in the country. We brought you over 80 live sporting events, and we plan to match that again this year. Plus, you can catch our award-winning daily live newscasts at LOAM. Tune in at www.dragonbroadcasting.org. It's been a heck of a game. It's been everything as advertised, as we mentioned, but now it's starting to get a little bit chippy as we got a couple Dragons in the penalty box here. A big opportunity if you're the Wolves with a two-man advantage, down by one. So this could be the game right here for Lake Orion if you can kill this off. Won by the Wolves. Back to the blue line. Thrown down low to Cam. Cam Thomas has been huge in this game. Lots of speed. Blue line shot and blocked down. And we get another whistle from Lake Orion, and the linesman goes over to that end talking to their coaches. We don't know what's going on right now. It looks like the faceoff's going to come out to the neutral zone. If you're Lake Orion, you got to hope nothing's called here. I didn't see anything happen. And we'll bring this outside the zone. Won by Clarkston. They got a two-man advantage here for 45 seconds. Brought in by Clarkston. Ryan Galligan. Galligan back to the point. Gianni. Knocked down low and thrown all the way down to the other end. Good job by Lake Orion there. By the captain, Thomas Reith. Here comes the Wolves. Wolves with some pressure, 16 seconds, so two-man advantage, big opportunity, back to the point. Trying to move in deeper in the zone. Knocked away again by Reith. Kept in, but back onto the stick of Lake Orion by Zach Rose. And there goes the two-man advantage, 45 seconds left on the power play. This would be a huge, huge kill for Lake Orion, and a big miss by the Clarkston Wolves if they're not able to connect. Big check there by the captain. Knocked down, though, is Thomas Reith. That was Ryan Gilligan, but no call, letting them play a little bit here. 23 seconds left, moving deeper into the zone. Not a shot on net, though. Back to the point. Shot knocked down. Good pad save by Dylan Parker. 11 seconds left. Not too much time. Let's see if they can get one more rush. 5 seconds left on this kill. Lake Orion has got to feel real good about themselves. Two-man advantage they killed off, and they are back to full strength. Wow. Great job there. Here comes Clarkston moving it again. Nobody there at home for the drop pass. Comes out to the end, kept onside, and picked back up by Patrick Max. Max Manzo overskates the puck. Gets back onto Brendan Finstick. He is hit hard. Oh, you got to hope he's okay there. He got laid out. And back into the defensive zone of Lake Orion. This is getting chippy. Big hits from both teams. Here comes Lake Orion with some numbers. Andrew Podick. Podick leaves it in the slot and just wide. Don't think that got on net. Lake Orion trying to connect on another goal, and this will be a waved off icing as Clarkston skated in and knocked that puck down. Comes back out to the neutral zone. Brought in by Cam Thomas, but brought in offsides. So 10-15, getting chippy. This is going to be an interesting finish. If you're just tuning in, it's been a great contest, 24 seconds in. First goal of the game, it was actually Clarkston. Joey Ketzler right in the slot, wide open. But Cade Manzo had something to say, had a goal and an assist, and Lake Orion is up 2-1. Wrist shot on net. Nice save, however, by Dylan Parker. Glove hand. Been quick with that glove hand all night and really has been in great position. Hasn't given up too many rebounds and being able to be strong for his team. Wrist shot doesn't get in. Knocked down by Lake Orion. Griffin Sutherland. Good job by him. Big shot from the point. Pass goes wide right in the crease. Thrown out in the center again in the slot. Nobody home for Clarkston. And Clarkston is getting hungry. He's feeling some pressure on their backs as they're trying to beat the hot Lake Orion team. 17 goals in the last 2 games outside of tonight for Lake Orion. But there hasn't been a lot of opportunities for them in this third period. Now, they have dominated puck possession in the first couple periods, but Clarkston trying to climb on top with more opportunities here early on. So lots of time, 9:22 left in this third period. Here comes Clarkston. Cam Thomas off the stick and off sides of McGivern. And we'll get some fresh bodies out here on the ice. ONTV has launched our brand new internet radio station. You can create your own podcast or radio show or sign up to become a DJ. For more information on the radio station, give us a call at 248-693-3377 or 248-693-1060. Be part of the team and have your own radio show. So we are going to have another penalty here. Late call, a couple late calls here. It looks like it was a hooking penalty. And that's going to be on number 23, Ryan Galligan. As Lake Orion goes on the power play. Big opportunity for Lake Orion. They keep it in behind the net. Spin pass out front and center, but nobody there, and tossed aside by Clarkston. Stoppage of play there. And we'll bring it back outside the zone. So really, it's had everything you've wanted. If you like the big hits, tonight's had it. If you like scoring opportunities, who doesn't? Then you've watched Cape Manso. He's been slippery all over the ice. And it's a couple teams that have been really hot this season. Obviously, Clarkston coming in at 10-6, but we got a 12-3 Lake Orion team. If they could get this victory somehow, it would be huge. And if it's Lake Orion, just keep it moving. Rush in from Lake Orion, brought in by Podick. Podick stops, spins, leaves it for Manzo out front. Podick back on the puck. Leaves it for Manzo. Manzo muscled off the puck, but leaves it there for Podick and picked back up for Boterill. Boterill shot from the right side and tossed aside by Dylan Parker. 8:19 left in this third period. Lake Orion up 2-1. Good check and knocked off the puck. Cam Thomas, though, picks it up. Lots of speed by him. Couple Lake Orion defenders behind the net, picked up by Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas back to the point. Wrist shot with some bodies in front and sticked aside. Good job by Lake Orion. Here comes Podick. Podick. Nice rush from Lake Orion. Bringing it up. And Nick Haig. Nick Haig, Manzo. Shot blocked down. Just like that, here come the Wolves. Wolves over center ice into the end. Nobody home as McGivern looked to pass that out in front. Had to go behind the net to reset. Knocked off the stick. Good job by Lake Orion. McGivern not giving up. And just like that, with 26 seconds left on the penalty, Lake Orion will go on a minor power play, 15 seconds. Time for one rush. Wrist shot from the blue line, but tossed down easily by Jacob Harper, and we'll have another face-off. Make sure you go mobile with ONTV anytime. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube on your mobile devices. Connect with ONTV to see what's happening in our studio, see upcoming events, and watch ONTV programs in high definition on demand. ONTV working to bring Lake Orion to the world. And this has been one of those great games. Lake Orion and the Clarkston Wolves battling down to the third period here with 7:10. Lake Orion up by 1 goal. And Lake Orion with a 9-second power play. Right off the faceoff, trying to throw it on net. It goes wide. Picked up by Clarkston. Clarkston throws it out to center ice. And we have a full strength game for both teams. Brought back up. Lake Orion. Backhand shot off the stick of Thomas Reef. Knocked off is Brendan Finn behind the net. Finn picks it back up. Finn with the defender right on his back. Knocked over to Reef. Back to Finn. Finn in the slot and able to get a shot off. Turnaround shot and great save by Jacob Harper. That was one that got waved off as a goal in that second period from Manzo, but not able to fool Jacob Harper a second time. He comes up with a huge save. Keep this at a 1-goal deficit with 6:31 left in this third period. Just being in the right spot, I tell you, that looks easy to stop, but it's not. You got to follow the defender with the puck, be in the right position, and really, Harper made that look easy. Kept in by Lake Orion. Tossed aside dangerously there as Harper was deep in his crease. Here comes the Wolves. Cam Thomas skating in, trying to get that puck. Kept in. Tossed aside behind the net. 6 minutes left in this third period. Thomas picks it up off his stick and knocked aside. Here come Lake Orion with some numbers. Lake Orion picked up by Grant Peterson. Peterson back to the point and stolen away again. Here comes some numbers for the Wolves. Tossed in, Cam Thomas. Thomas down there with Hunter Serene and picked off again by Lake Orion. Here they go, neutral zone in the offensive end. Tossed aside, nobody there, trying to knock the puck in for a shot. Here's Haig, keeps it in. Behind the net, thrown up. And we got a couple players fighting on the other end of the ice away from the play. 5:10 left, 2-1. Into the Lake Orion end. Here comes the Wolves trying to make something happen here. Shot, big save, and nobody knows where that puck is. Dangerous, thrown aside, back to the point, kept in by the Wolves. That could have been a big, big goal there. I don't think Dylan Parker knew where it was, but he was able to keep it out of the net, being in good position. Shot from the side. Doesn't get on net. Picked up by Lake Orion. Stolen away. Fighting for it is McGivern. And tossed off his stick and all the way back down to the other end for an icing. So with just 4:32 left in this third period, this has been a lot of fun. Scoring chances for both teams back and forth. Big hits. Lots of penalties. Scoring opportunities in the third. A ton for the Wolves, not so much in the first couple periods, and as I mentioned, Cade Manzo has been pretty quiet in this third period. Shot from the point, knocked down. Cam Thomas was looking for that rebound, but unable to get to it as it trickled over his stick. Kept in by the big defenseman, Galligan, who's had a couple penalties tonight. Fight for the puck from both teams. Kept in, back to the point. Wrist shot, doesn't get in. Knocked down by Lake Orion. Out into the neutral zone. Here comes Manzo. Manzo, backhand. Passes it back. Nobody home. Does get it back to Brendan Finn. Back to Manzo. Manzo looking for somewhere to go. Fans on it and stolen away by the Wolves. But here back onto the stick of Zach Rose. Rose onside, and a weird play there. It's like Brendan Finn just took the stick away from the captain, Cole Goebel of the Wolves. So I think it's pretty obvious that neither of these teams are huge fans of each other. I mean, it's what hockey's all about, right? But with 3:20 time left in this third period, it's going to get real chippy. Face-off won by Lake Orion, knocked down by the Wolves. Here they come with another rush over the neutral zone, knocked aside, and tossed back over into the Lake Orion end. Picked up by Dylan Ross. Ross back out, but off the stick of Brandon Bages, who could have had a nice opportunity there deep in the end, but knocked off the puck. Knocked aside by Clarkston. Somebody lost their stick there. Big hit for Bages. Like number 16, Andrew Stewart, took the brunt of that hit. 2:40 left, so you just want to play keep away, kill some of that clock if you're Lake Orion. Picked back up by Clarkston. Clarkston giveaway and a wrist shot and save by Dylan Parker. A good job by Parker being alert. Nobody sees a steal like that coming, but if you stay in position, you can make a save, and that's exactly what he did. I don't think he saw the shot, but he was just in the right place at the right time. 2:24 left. Face-off's going to come all the way down in the Lake Orion end. Just 2:24 left away from a victory if you're Lake Orion and going 13-3 on the season. Got to feel real good about your chances by the way you played. Thrown behind the net, picked up by Lake Orion. Comes back out to the point, captain into the circle. Tossed aside, keeping it in off the glass into the neutral zone. It's stolen away again by Cam Thomas. Thomas picks it up with some speed. Thomas knocked off the puck, and that was clean. Nice job by Lake Orion. Tossed aside. Nice job there by Lake Orion. Grant Peterson using his body and muscle to steal that puck away. Lake Orion got to kill that clock. 1:42 left. And you want to watch the crease to see if they pull Jacob Harper down by 1 if they get the opportunity. Slap shot around the boards, but comes all the way back down to Thomas Reith. Reith, big hit. Kept in by Lake Orion. Reith behind the net. Back out in the slot all by himself. Big save there off the stick of Patrick Max. And sticked aside. Lake Orion not giving Clarkston the chance to even pull their goaltender. Just keeping that pressure applied. We are 1:15 left from a victory for Lake Orion, and you know what? Just like that, the one thing you didn't want to happen happens. You're going to have a power play for the Clarkston Wolves. And for Lake Orion, that's your captain going in the bench. The penalty box here is Thomas Reith. Looks like they called a slashing penalty there on Reith. 1:15, you can't write a better story. It's been everything you've wanted out of a hockey game, and it's going to go down to the wire here as Lake Orion's going to be on the penalty kill for the rest of this game. Face off in the left side circle. And the penalty's actually going to be to Sutherland, but they're going to have Reith in the penalty box here for the remainder of this game. Face off one by Lake Orion. Clarkston trying to steal it away, just 1:09 left. Here comes Lake Orion moving it in. Stolen away again by Clarkston. Clarkston down to the last minute to play here in this third period. Just like that, there's Jacob Harper, two-man advantage. Harper is leaving, but stoppage of play because why? Well, you can't do that. That's an offside call. And just like that, with the face-off coming to the neutral zone, the Wolves having to put Jacob Harper back in net. They'll be almost halfway to the bench, though. waiting for the Wolves to retain possession so he can come back out. Lake Orion not allowing it to happen though. Manzo killing some more clock. 42 seconds left in this third period. Manzo deep in the zone. Good job by Lake Orion, but brought back up by Clarkston. Here they come. One more rush coming in here. And there goes Jacob Harper. Harper's out. Deep in the zone. Big pass through the crease, but doesn't get through to anybody and comes back out to the neutral zone. 20 seconds left. Lake Orion, can they kill it? Shot on net, but just a trickled shot. Doesn't do anything and thrown all the way down to the other end with 10 seconds left. This game could be done. Let's ice it. Lake Orion with 3 seconds left. They're going to score on the empty net, and that's in. As the clock hits 0, that's going to count. That's number 26, Andrew Podek. He's been huge tonight. And Lake Orion goes 13-3 so far on this season, and they've been special. So at the end of regulation, a goal, empty net variety, but they don't care. It still counts in the tally sheet. Lake Orion goes 13-3. Clarkston moves to 10-7 on the season. This has been a lot of fun. David Suseski here with you tonight. Till next time, this is the ONTV broadcast of Lake Orion Hockey. Everybody have a great night. Thank you for joining us.